I was ever in a hostage situation, I would want Head and Shoulders to be my hostage negotiator because they... Hey, what's up guys? My name is Jason and I'm here to review a Head and Shoulders commercial with Troy Polamalu and Patrick Mahomes. Whoa, wait a second. Did he just say Polamalu? It's Polamalu. But just keep going.
Using Head and Shoulders every day, it's like great offense for my hair.
No. It's great defense against flakes.
Offense.
Defense.
Offense.
Defense.
Offense.
Defense.
Boxers.
Briefs.
Yin.
Yang.
Jiff.
Gif.
Shaking.
Stirred.
Slamil.
Slamazel.
Touchdown.
Turnover.
MVP.
Super Bowl champ.
Offense for great hair.
Defense against flakes.
The story in this commercial is all about whether offense or defense actually wins the games in football games. And it does it through a hair perspective. Now they used Troy Polamalu. Can you hear me? I just said it's Polamalu, not Polamalu. He's had a contract with Head and Shoulders for quite a while, and even more so, Head and Shoulders has had a contract as the official shampoo of the NFL for over 10 years. This time, Patrick Mahomes was granted the opportunity to go head-to-head with Troy Polamalu in this Head and Shoulders commercial. And they had a rivalry not just in the commercial, but they also try to build it up on Twitter. And Twitter is a great place to do this because you just really get a ton of people that start engaging and it spreads the brand awareness. But they didn't do as well as they would have hoped to. And it's similar to other things from the past. Like if you remember Twilight, Team Edward versus Team Jacob, or Left Twix versus Right Twix. There's even a rivalry commercial with Miller Lite from 40 years ago.
They think the best thing about it is it's less filling. It has a third less calories than their regular beer. Right, group?
Right. Wrong. The best thing about it, it tastes great. No, Horning, it's less filling. That's me.
Now, so when you do something with a rivalry and you get it onto Twitter and you start getting people to engage, it starts to hit a buzz button called an outrageous buzz button. And when you have an outrageous buzz button, it's something that goes viral for something really dumb because you're having a rivalry over whether offense for your hair is better than defense for your hair, and it doesn't make sense, but you get people involved over these dumb things, and then, like I said, brand awareness grows. When you're dealing with an advertisement, there's something called ethos, and ethos is the credibility of the commercial. Can you trust it? And when you use influencers and you use celebrities, it makes it more believable, and it's almost like, well, if the celebrity or the influencer that I'm really interested in or I trust and I believe in, if they're advertising something and they believe it, then I can believe in it too, and it becomes a fashion trend. And that's why they pay so much money for celebrities and for influencers to be in these commercials and advertisements. And the objective of this commercial was to remind you, Head and Shoulders is a well-known brand. They don't have to tell you anything new or give you any more information or persuade you to do anything. They're the official shampoo of the NFL. So all they're doing is reminding you, and they're trying to breathe new life and do it through this new campaign.
Offense for great hair.
Defense against flakes.
That was about as close to a call to action that Head and Shoulders got because they didn't give you an actual action to take. And it does help when you do throw in a call to action. So who is the target market here? This commercial uses the current MVP and a two-time Super Bowl champ to advertise men's shampoo, and they did it throughout multiple sports channels. So the primary target market for Head and Shoulders in this commercial are male sports fans, because you look at the two main characters in this commercial and they're both athletes, so it appeals to people who are sports fans, who are athletes themselves, and also men. And I know it's men because if you looked at the shampoo bottle, it says men on it. So in this commercial review, and for now on in my other commercial reviews, I'm going to add a segment into it called Expose. So I'm going to be looking for things that might be out of place, something awkward, something where the cameraman tried to fool you and the normal human eye wouldn't catch. So I'm going to try and expose those, and some of it might actually be a little bit outside but related to this specific commercial. So number one, the first thing is the distance that Troy Polamalu is standing from the actual guys that are in front of him having a conversation. It looks as if he's having a conversation when you're not really noticing it, but he's kind of at a safe distance from them, just kind of staring at them. So it's a little bit awkward. If he was a little bit closer, then it's like, oh yeah, he's part of the conversation, that he hears something from Patrick Mahomes saying offense for great hair, and then he turns around, but he's all the way back here getting ready to turn around. And Troy Polamalu, I'm out. I have nothing against you, but I thought it was funny to point out, so expose. Number two, the locker room is not the actual Kansas City Chiefs locker room because it was set and filmed in Los Angeles. So in order for them to redo the set and try to make it look realistic, like it's the Kansas City Chiefs locker room, they had to put up nameplates. And if you look closely at Patrick Mahomes' nameplate, his is angled down so that the camera can get it in focus, versus all the other nameplates which are flat up against the locker.
Exposed.
Number 3, the nameplates on the lockers are not the actual current players right now. I did a little bit of research to figure out who they were, and we have Rosie, Holloway, Greaser, Glickman. I don't know if I got the names right, but I do think that they have a tie into something with Kansas. So Rosie, he was the founding GM, or the first GM of the Kansas City Chiefs. Holloway, I think he might have played in 1987. There's not really that much data on him. And then Greaser, he's a ghost, he doesn't exist. And then you have Glickman, who could be a Kansas politician. So they didn't use the first names, and if they used a football player's name, then they would have had to pay them. So I think that they got out of it by using these fake names and trying to convince you, yeah, we're in the Kansas City Chiefs locker room, but they're not. So,
Exposed.
Number 4, according to Forbes, Head & Shoulders did not offer any financial terms to Patrick Mahomes, but they did offer him an unlimited supply of Head & Shoulders shampoo, which I have to say, whoever negotiated that deal is really smart, because they're only going to be spending $2,500 for Patrick Mahomes' entire lifetime. And if you're that good, then I would say you should be a hostage negotiator. If I was ever in a hostage situation, I would want Head & Shoulders to be my hostage negotiator, because they would get me out with nice, beautiful hair, and I would feel safe and home free. So for that kind of negotiation,
Exposed.
and just to leave you with something to comment on, are you on team offense with Patrick Mahomes, or are you on team defense with Troy Polamalu? Put it down in the comments. I want to know what you're thinking. Let's hit that outrageous button, and be sure to like and subscribe, because I post videos every Wednesday.